We gather together, hearts joined in remembrance and love of you, our dear Elisabeth. Your light shining in our minds, seeing your beauty and feeling you on the inside. You caring, loving Beth, giving Beth, strong Beth, the pure light of love in Ivan's eyes. We hold you and keep you deep within us every day. All that you mean to each of us, we will cherish forever. The way you inspired us by simply being you, the way you touched our lives and all the things that you shared and did in this world. Oh, how loving and accepting you, Beth. Oh, you free spirit, Beth, a living example, a loving being that embraced each of us in your own special way. We love you, we hold you, we live to be the light in the world that you inspired us to know, so that we can be one with you always. Beth, Beth, we hold Ivan close, sharing our love with him. Beth, oh, how we love you. Oh, how remembering you touches us so. In every moment we know that your light shines brightly within us. Elisabeth, Beth, Elisabeth, Beth, you are with us always, and we in remembrance and love with you, the pure light of love in Ivan's eyes, in our mind. Rest, knowing that you were a blessing to us all. Beth, Beth, free spirit, lifelong learner, you a libertarian, a libertarian. Beth, oh, how we love you. Beth, pure light of love. Beth. Beautiful Beth, farewell, we love you, beautiful man.
Hi, this is Ivan. You just heard my good friend Fred Johnson, who performed this song about Elisabeth extemporaneously. He created it and sang it in the moment and on the spot. Thank you, Fred. I appreciate you. Everyone you are about to hear from today are friends or family of ours. I greatly appreciate their contributions to my wife's memorial. Hazel Walker, another good friend, will moderate today's tribute to Elisabeth and will introduce all of the people who will share words about my bride. My family and I appreciate you taking the time to be here and to help us celebrate Elisabeth Misner's life. She brought color into my black and white world. She was my soulmate, and I will miss her beyond words. Thank you.
Have you ever had a friend that you knew that no matter what, and for no reason at all, they loved you? And they were more than just a friend, a deeper relationship than that. That was Beth for me. I knew that no matter what, Beth loved me, and she loved me for absolutely no reason at all. And she was more than my friend, she was my soul sister. While we were miles apart from each other, her in Texas and me in Indiana, we always had time to talk to each other. And time might have gone by and we hadn't talked to each other for a while, but we would text and we would talk and we would have such intimate and deep conversations with each other on things that we didn't always talk to other people about. And it ranged from family, religion, spirituality, books we were reading and books we were writing, and just general conversation. I met Beth through BNI, and I remember when she would come to meetings and her children were small, and our friendship grew over the years. But our friendship really took another leap when 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I was at the last convention that was done in California when I got my diagnosis. And Beth just enfolded me in her love. And she cared for me and she gave me positive words and she had me come to her home and spend time with her. And each time that opportunity came along, I embraced it. And Beth nurtured me. She taught me how to cook certain kinds of meals, the Misner plan. She talked to me about all the different kinds of supplements I needed to take. We fasted together. We used saunas together. We did Tai Chi. She just pulled me in with love and she held me and she assured me that I would be fine. And every evening we would go into her meditation room and we would do Qigong and we would meditate. And then Ivan had bought her these beautiful musical bowls and she was learning to play them. And she would have me lay down with a pillow and a little cover blanket. And she would play the most beautiful sounds on those bowls, healing sounds that touched my soul and my heart. And I will miss her a lot. We were more than just friends, we were soul sisters. And I love you, Beth. And I love all that you've ever done for me. And I thank everybody for being here today. Ivan has received an outpouring of love and messages, including this one from their friend, Richard Branson. Now we will hear from the Misner children, their son Trey Misner, daughter-in-law Aria Misner, their daughters Ashley Misner and Dorian Prynne.
How does one sum up a life? For any ordinary person, this would be no easy feat. Every single ordinary life is a tempestuous mix of emotions, goals, actions, and relationships. Every single person lives a life as rich and meaningful to them as your own is to you. And so for any ordinary person, the act of honoring such a life must inevitably fall short of the mark, for truly there is no such thing as an ordinary person. That's one of the great many things that made my mother in particular the extraordinary woman that she was. She truly understood the value and splendor inherent in every human life. She understood that each of us was on this never-ending journey called life together. She didn't judge others, didn't hate others, and was never cruel to others. She strived every day of her life to exemplify one of life's greatest virtues, love. Of course, she would be the first to tell you that she was only human. She made mistakes and wasn't always perfect. But her drive for personal growth and to understand others has always been one of the many things I admired most about her and tried to emulate in my own life. She said to me once that she believed we all came from the universe, and to the universe we must someday return. I think about that now as she returns to the universe she so loved. Because really, she's not gone, not truly. Her effect still ripples through us all. Her presence is still in every life and heart she's touched. No, she's not gone, simply returned to us all. So I ask you all now to take this time to reflect on the ways she impacted your life, to celebrate what an amazing woman she was, to not mourn for her passing, but to celebrate the time that she had. I know deep in my heart that's what she would want. Thank you.
The fact that no one could even really believe that she had passed away shows what kind of a person that she really was. She was one of the most alive people I've ever known. Less than a year ago, I was at the dog park with her. She was doing Tai Chi in the dog park, and she just seemed so happy and didn't seem like she really cared what anyone thought, and it really inspired me a lot. She made everyone feel like they mattered. When I talked to her, I always felt really heard. I have PTSD, and she wasn't able to fully understand it, but she was always trying to do everything that she could for me with it, and was always trying to think of techniques to help me out with it, which was really sweet. I was worried that I wasn't really fully her daughter, being her son's wife. Though when I was going to get married to him, she started calling herself my mother-in-law instead of my mother-in-law, and that made me really happy because she said, no, it's not really in-law, I'm your mother-in-law. When we were out one time, it was her idea for us to get matching mother-daughter earrings, and that made me really happy. It felt like something to me, like a sign of the type of relationship we had, and that's what she was to me, and that she saw me that way too. In my heart, I have two moms, and I know that. I'm also really happy to have Ivan as my dad, and to have Leif and Otto as my brothers, and I now have a sibling and a sister in Dorian and Ashley. And we each took one of these matching bracelets from Beth's collection. We each have one, and now we can always be connected to each other and to her. And that really means a lot to me. I'm really glad I have all of them. I try to focus on how happy I am with our family rather than focusing on what we've lost, because Mom was the kind of person who she was always positive and full of joy and fun and creativity, and I want to be able to embody that, not just for me, but so those parts of her can live on as much as possible and touch other people as well, because that's the kind of person that she was. I wish I had more moments with her, but if it is possible for people to watch over others, I know she'd find a way to do that, and I'm sure she'll continue to inspire and guide me every day, and I won't stop being affected by her or her love. I love her so much.
I'm just gonna go ahead and read a poem that I think greatly suits my mom. Mother, when you're a child, she walks before you to set an example. When you're a teenager, she walks behind you to be there should you need her. When you're an adult, she walks beside you as two friends you can enjoy life together. Thank you, Mom, for helping me to become the person that I am today. I love you.
Many friends have sent loving remembrances, including Jack and Inga Canfield, John Gray, and Graham Weimiller.
Hi, this is Jackie Dinga, and we just want to say how much we love and want to honor Beth Misner, who contributed so much to our lives personally and to the Transformational Leadership Council in general. Just her loving presence, her willingness to just study and learn anything she needed to learn to go to the next level, and really how she helped Ivan through his cancer, and then brought all of that information about diet and nutrition into the TLC, and really helped not only me but the whole organization bring up our whole eating habits and create better nutrition and just raise the consciousness of the organization, and how much I love her and miss her and look forward to remembering her every time I eat a meal and think about her and see Ivan, and just it's a great loss, and we're still thinking of you, and we love you.
I just wanted to add that the quality of Beth that is sitting in my heart after she passed immediately was her devotion to you, Ivan, and her devotion to her community and to her growth, and to all the things that Jack said about TLC, but also she joined the Bodhi path and just brought her devotion and her knowledge and her love. Such a sweet quality that right now when I think of and feel Beth, I feel like she's this gorgeous angel, and she has her wings around all of us, and especially you, Ivan. And we love you, and she'll always be in my heart.
And I remember with great fondness the dinner we had at TLC in Canada, sitting around the sushi bar, and I got to connect with Beth at a deeper level that I had, and we talked about healing, we talked about the Heart Freedom Method, her work with Lisa Janelle, and she really contributed a lot to my understanding of that work and the book that Lisa and I are working on. And she was just always standing there ready to help, ready to contribute, ready to share her love in every moment that I've ever experienced with her. And so that's what I will remember.
We love you, Beth. We love you, Ivan.
Hi, Ivan. John Gray here, and just want you to know I'm so sorry for your loss. And having lost my wife, Bonnie, 2.5 years ago, I know a bit of what you're going through. And it's a journey. And I'm so sad to lose Beth. Beth was such a good friend to Bonnie during Bonnie's sickness. Beth always had a big smile for me, a big hug for me. Beth was, when I first met her and we talked about Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, she was like, yeah, I like these ideas. A woman can ask for what she wants. A woman can share her feelings. She was so open to new things. And then she became a health expert in helping you. And she helped Bonnie so much. We went into the kitchen. We created a diet for her. She helped us understand what supplements that Bonnie needed to take. And although Bonnie died with without all the horrible side effects of cancer, so many of the things we saved her from. And I'm always grateful to Beth and grateful to you for the love and support that you have given us and the caring man that you are. And I know how wonderful you were to help her during the painful time in her life. What a hero you are. and what a blessing she was to you and to our lives and to so many people in the world who are grateful for her generosity and her heavenly spirit that still shines down on us, and we're grateful for her. Thank you so much, Ivan. I love you so much, and I love her, and we miss her. We miss her.
Hi, my name is Graham Miller. It's a real honor for me to have a chance to say a few words of remembrance about our dear friend, Elisabeth Misner. I first had a chance to meet Elisabeth Misner 6 years ago when I was joining an organization that had been in existence at that point for 3 decades, but which was very new to me. Right away, I saw the significant impact that Elisabeth had had on people around the world. She naturally drew attention as a positive individual, a role model, a leader, someone that cared genuinely about everybody that you met. And that work carried through into her work at the BNI Foundation, where she helped provide meaningful opportunities to children who otherwise wouldn't have those opportunities. When I think about the meaning of Elisabeth Misner, I think about curiosity, positivity, and possibility. When I first heard that she had been lost, of course, the sorrow was overwhelming, but also the frustration. She had so much more to give in this world. Now that's our job, to carry on her legacy and to give in the way that she gave throughout her whole life. We are all better for having known Elisabeth Misner. We're all thankful for having known her. And now it's our responsibility to live the example that she set for all of us. To the Misner family, you have our gratitude and our condolences. And I want to mention a familiar Irish blessing that has been particularly helpful to me in challenging times. And I hope it's helpful to you in some way right now. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. The rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Thank you for allowing me to say a few words. We've gathered today to remember the life of Elisabeth Misner, to grieve together, but certainly to celebrate, and going forward to live the example that she set for us. Thank you.
Good friends Kevin Barber, Mina Srinivasan, and Shelley Lefko shared these messages.
Elisabeth, Beth, just wanted to check in, like so many times before. I know you haven't formally been part of the BNI Foundation for a while, but you know that we've always counted on your opinion, and you know that we've always wanted you to know what is going on. You always say it's your decision now, hopefully safe in the knowledge that by knowing your thoughts, we're not going to stray very far from the path you would have chosen yourself. But you always listened. And I don't ever remember you saying, no, don't do that. Today I spoke with BNI Spain about the BNI Foundation and the Business Voices movement. The movement you created, you breathed life into. Without you, there would be no Business Voices. And David and I recorded a presentation for BNI Argentina. Same message. I was really nervous doing this alone, at home in front of the screen, instead of you on my right or on my left, or more likely in the front row, waving, thumbs up, smiling, encouraging us. When we get back to our seats, excitedly telling us what people have been posting on Facebook. I know that when I listen to these words tomorrow, I'll wish I'd said something different, because there are no words and there is no right time to tell you how much I'm going to miss you. But then tomorrow, I'll use different words. And the day after that, probably different words too. Because you are there. You were there this morning, and you'll be there tomorrow. You know, Kevin Home Alone in 2020 has not been as much fun as it looked in the movie. But all this time, you and Ivan have been there and have made sure that I'm okay. almost like I was family. You inspire me to inspire others. And I am so excited about what you and I and others are still going to achieve together. Because you are in my story. And sad as I am going to celebrate you. And I'm going to make sure the world celebrates you too. Love always. Yours, Kevin.
There are some who bring a beauty so great into this world, even after they are gone, their fragrance remains forever. Our beloved Beth Misner was certainly one of them. For Mac and me, Beth evolved from being a mentor in BNI to a role model who influenced our lives so greatly. And for me personally, Beth was a treasured soul sister whom I miss so dearly today, but who will be forever loved. In my early days in BNI, I admired Beth's elegance, beauty, and grace from afar as she spoke on the BNI stages. Thanks to the privilege of working closely together with the BNI Foundation projects, it is her inner beauty that lit up the entire foundation team, and she cared about the foundation so deeply. In 2019, we had the greatest joy of welcoming Beth to the Building Block School in Bangalore, India. She was the happiest when interacting with the little kids. Who is in your story was Beth's favorite question, which left such a deep imprint on me. And who better to share that story with us than Beth herself?
And so when Max said, my vision is the same as James to have 10 schools, I said, that's my goal too. And so whatever little part we have played, I feel so very, very proud. Thank you for the opportunity to serve humanity right here in this little part of the world. It means a lot.
Thank you so much.
Hi. Beth Misner was an angel. I was privileged to call her one of my closest friends. The story that most speaks to me about who Beth was we were spending a weekend together in Big Bear, and we were on the streets shopping. And we started talking about the things that we believe to be true. And Beth said, you know, Shelley, here are my beliefs. But if my children have different beliefs, I will support them. They don't have to believe what I believe. And I was touched to my soul, because in that moment I thought, if the whole world were like that, here's what I believe, but you believe something different? That's fine. I can love you, I can support you and be with you. You don't have to believe what I believe. She was the most generous, loving, kind, fun person who was always willing to work on herself. Always willing to take responsibility for anything in her life. Always started with her. I will miss our times together. I will miss our Zoom pajama parties where we just talked for what seemed like hours sometimes and laughed and shared our lives. She was an amazing mother, an amazing wife, an amazing friend. And all she wanted to do was help people and make a difference in the world. And I will miss her, and I love her with all my heart, and she will live in my heart always.
Now we'll hear from Beth and Ivan's dear friends, Stuart and Joan Emery and Barnett Bain.
When I first thought of remembering Beth and got past the shock and the sadness of realizing that I wasn't going to laugh with her ever again, I went from the love she had of learning to how much fun she was to travel with. And I remember the time Ivan and Beth and Joni and I went to Bordeaux. And the first memory that came down, one morning, Joni and I walked downstairs to the kitchen, and there was Beth making the morning mimosas with good French champagne and fresh French orange juice. And we know that Beth had this very stringent, actually, view of what we should eat and what she thought we shouldn't eat. But I have to say, when we traveled with her, she was careful in the way that she always has been, and saw that Ivan was careful in the way she always wanted him to be, but it never intruded into the fun of a meal. Somehow she had the skill to sit down in a French restaurant, work her way through the menu, a few questions of the wait staff, and we'd have this spectacular experience with delicious wine, curious adventures as we went through Saint-Emilion. It just was a wonderful time. So they're the memories I'll hold of Beth, really, how much fun she was. And I think, I don't know how many people saw that side of her, but I know that I did. And I just loved it. Absolutely loved it. And I love Beth, and I will miss you. Thank you, dear, for being my friend over the years.
There's so much to say about Beth, but when I think about her, she was a mom, she was an artist, she was a student, she was a teacher, she was a humanitarian, and she was one of the most loving, great friends that I've ever known. I'm really going to miss her. I appreciate the fact that when she found something that she was interested in, she really delved deep. She became a student of it. She read about it and eventually ended up teaching about it or writing about it. And she was excited every day with all the projects that she had. But I never ever had the sense that it was ever an effort for her. It was just something that she loved and that she did so beautifully. And I think most of all, what I appreciate about Beth is the friend that she was to me. And as I go through life now, I think one of the ways that I can honor Beth is to remember that friendship and practice the ways in which she touched me as a friend and made me feel special. And if I can take that and live that in the world, then I know I'll be honoring her memory and who she was to me.
I want to recall a moment many, many years ago. On Christmas, we spent together in Bali. And I'm remembering beautiful, breezy evenings with wonderful food and wonderful company at a long table. And Beth's delightful, self-conscious laughter. And I say self-conscious because there were some pretty sketchy jokes told at that table. And the best part was watching my dear friend Beth laughing at them. They may have been a little offside, but she delighted in laughter. I love her, and I will miss her, and I won't be alone in that. So, and to all of those friends and family, my sweetest condolences.
We have lovely messages from Yakov Smirnov and Michael and Luzdelia Gerber.
Hi, this is Yakov Smirnov, and I was blessed to know Elisabeth and spend time at her home several times in Big Bear and in Los Angeles. We were sharing so much love and laughter It will always be in my memory. The motto that Ivan had when he would see his beautiful wife, he would say, "I make a living, but she makes my life worth living." Rest in peace, Elisabeth. I know you're home now, and you are with God, and that's what you always believed in.
There's a certain kind of beauty some people possess. Beth possesses that. Not the physical beauty, which she so obviously did, but the beauty of Beth's soul. She radiated that beauty. Each and every single time we spoke, Beth radiated her search for perfection, touching my heart in ways unexpected, unimaginably pure, unrestrainedly here. Yes, Beth, dear soul, was always here. And with her passing, I know with all of my heart, she will always be. With love, I'm Michael E. Gerber. Thank you, Ivan, for giving me these few moments to honor your wonderful, beyond wonderful wife, dear Elisabeth.
Hi, Ivan. Thank you so much for inviting Michael and I to participate with you in this amazing opportunity to declare the name Elisabeth Misner to the world as a powerful woman who was mentoring me and my friend, and I really was inspired to have her be there for me in my relationship with my husband, because she was a powerhouse to you, and I was inspired to be there for my husband in what he's doing and what he's donated his whole life for. So thank you for this invitation. I know that Elisabeth's commitment was children and the youth and bringing BNI and entrepreneurship to them. I'd love to be able to support you with your foundation as much as possible, that the possibility of bringing our future to our children. As you know, children are my life's work, and I would love to be able to support you in any way that I can in getting her name out there, because she came in with a purpose and she definitely got it done. So thank you again for the invitation. Allow me to serve you, as I know that serving you and the name of Elisabeth Misner and those children will serve the children of the future. Thank you and God bless you. I love you both.
The outpouring of love continues with Frank D'Arafali, Tawa Phillips, and Jillian Lawson.
I guess I want to start by just saying how honored I am that I was asked to say something in Beth's memory. What do you say about somebody you've been friends with for over 20 years? I think in our lives, we find people that are our friends, we find people that are our teachers, and we find people that are our growth partners. And then we find those very few people that are all three of those put into one. And I think the beauty of Beth, she was always making herself better for other people, for anybody that had a need to grow and become better, whatever it might be. And I remember referring many people to her just for conversations, if they had been diagnosed with cancer, if they had other issues going on, and she was always willing to get on the phone and help them. Beth was a person that truly made a difference in the lives of other people, and I'm one of them. But you know, recently I've heard the term loveitarian. I cannot think of a better word to describe her than that. She was filled with love and filled with the giving of love to other people. It was truly an honor to have her in my life. I've learned so much from her over the years. She'd always inspire me to want to become better, that I wasn't doing enough to make myself better. Every way, I think she's made me a better husband, a better father, a better leader, better in everything that I do. I know that we're all very sad that Beth's not here, but I know that her memory, and I know that the good things she's done will now live in us even stronger, that we'll take that and we'll enhance that in BNI and in our lives, with our families, with our friends, and be what she was. She was a friend, she was a teacher, and she was a growth partner. And she would love nothing more for all of us to take all the things that she's given, for all of us to become Lovetarians in her honor. So I propose to be a Lovetarian, and I'm going to continue to do that with my life, and I hope we all do that. And Beth, we love you.
Hello everyone, my name is Tawa Tarjan Phillips. I'm a friend of Elisabeth and Ivan Misner. Elisabeth, Ivan, my wife and I met through the Transformational Leadership Council, an organization that meets several times a year to exchange ideas and practices on how to help others improve their lives. Elisabeth and I became fast friends because we share a passion for mindfulness, meditation, holistic healing, and conscious leadership. Elisabeth was a student of life, as you know. She was always ready to learn new ideas, new concepts, and new practices that would even go beyond her existing worldview and let her find different ways in which she could contribute to the healing of others. I lead retreats in California, and Elisabeth would assist me often by teaching our students how to practice Qigong. She would make everybody feel comfortable, allow ourselves to be playful, and explore postures such as the wild goose or the autumn moon, and connecting us with a deeper sense of physical, mental, and emotional well-being in the process. Elisabeth was also a copious note-taker. She loved to take notes, but not just to satisfy her own curiosity, but because she wanted to find new ways that she could help and be of benefit to those she cared about, to those she loved. What we appreciate so much about Elisabeth are her qualities. When I think of her kindness, her deep kindness. I think of her joy, her humility, her gratitude, and her sense of grace. And I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to be part of this tribute, to say a few words about our friend Elisabeth. Thank you.
My name is Gilly Lawson, and I've known our dear Elisabeth now for many years, having first met her when Martin and I went to Ivan and Beth's home office in California over 24 years ago, when we were inquiring about the BNI UK franchise. She welcomed us then, and she has continued to welcome us to their home on numerous occasions since, where we've enjoyed her hospitality and would often spend hours chatting in her kitchen and exchanging garden ideas. We were also able to welcome Beth to the UK. I well remember one occasion during summer when we sat in our garden here at home in London, talking about plants and vegetables and trees. We picked apple mint, making pots of fresh mint tea, and enjoyed chatting and drinking from old-fashioned cups and saucers in an English country garden. The strongest recollection I have now of Elisabeth is of her genuine warmth towards whoever she met. She must have met thousands and thousands of people over the BNI years, but made everyone feel special. Every time I bumped into her at a BNI conference, particularly after I lost my husband, I felt completely enveloped in love. And the embrace and words always felt so personal to me. I can just feel her arms tightly around me now as I think of her. I just don't know what the world will do without you, Beth. You were always such a shining light, such a support to Ivan and to everyone. God bless you, Beth, your children and family. And God bless you too, Ivan. Thank you.
Our final tribute is from Ivan and Beth's wonderful friend, Lisa Nichols.
Thank you, Beth. Beth, you were the example of God's love, beauty, and grace. When you entered a room, it felt as if an extra light immediately entered our space. The way you loved your children, Ashley, Dorian, and Trey, so precious, consistent, and deeply complete. I've often wondered as much out of the kitchen as in the kitchen. What was your special recipe? Beth, you taught us each so much by the way you loved, served, and poured into others with such grace and ease. You demonstrated how to show up unconditionally. You moved through life with the ultimate dignity. You showed us how to be better nutritionally, and you weren't afraid to live life differently. Beth, you validated showing up unapologetically brilliantly, and you poured into so many of us spiritually and inspired us by the way you consistently loved Ivan so passionately. So many of us have watched Ivan in awe, truly inspired by the amazing things that he's been able to do. But he so clearly and wholeheartedly reminds anyone listening that his greatest inspiration has always been you. Thank you for giving us the years that we received. You taught us in the way you lived more than you know. Though we want to hold on tight to you, it's time that we must let you go. You've expanded your sphere to become the wind that kisses Ashley's cheek with a breeze to say hello. Dorian and Trey may hear you through a song so loud and clear, or a bird chirping your hellos, tailor-made for just their ears to hear. You now have wings to fly, and we must let you soar. Forgive us if we weep. We wanted so much more. Comfort Ivan with your sweet, sweet grace. Fill his healing heart with the warmth of your embrace. Give him an aroma that ignites a happy memory, or a song that's just yours to make him smile. My brother is starting a very long healing journey. I'm so glad you'll be beside him for each and every mile. Beth, we love you. We honor you, and we're better humans because you are here. We're going to miss you. You have a permanent space in our hearts, our smiles, and for a while, in our tears. I love you.
On behalf of Dr. Misner and his family, I'd like to thank everyone for your love and your support. We will close this memorial service with a beautiful video produced in part by Morgan Stevenson, a BNI member in the UK, and special music by Robbie Lee, a BNI member in Hawaii. Some of you may have seen the video at the BNI Global Convention. But we've added Robbie Lee's special rendition of Over the Rainbow, which includes a verse from Pretty Woman. Ivan and Beth's song. Now, Beth was certain that this was not their song, but Ivan, in his loving and persistent way, convinced her that indeed it was their song.
And someday I wish upon a star to wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops high above chimney tops.
Hi.
That's where you'll find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. And birds fly, they fly over rain.
These kids are going to be okay because they're going to a BNI Foundation supported Building Blocks school.
Pretty woman walking down the street. Pretty woman, the kind I'd like to meet. A pretty woman, oh, you're so beautiful, like a rainbow. Like a rainbow, like a rainbow, kindness like a rainbow, like a rainbow, like a rainbow, kindness like a rainbow. And somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dreams really do come true, come true.